Pat, we got some great guests. We're going to start right out of the box with a Hall of Fame player, and in my mind, a Hall of Fame head coach. Mike Ditka is going to join us. We're also going to talk to Drew Brees, both sitting with us on the program. Fellas, thank you for joining us. Drew is named FedEx Air and Ground NFL Player of the Year. Adrian Peterson being the ground guy, Drew being the air guy, and FedEx making $25,000 in donations to deliver safe kits. Talk about it, Drew.
Yeah, tremendous honor. Obviously, this is something FedEx does every year, and they do it, throughout the week during the season, and it's purely fan vote. 100% fan vote determines the winner at the end of the year of the FedEx Ground and FedEx Air Players of the Year, and so it's a tremendous honor. I think something we can hang our hat on a little bit for this season. What we were able to accomplish, offensively. Really, I think the whole team can share in it, but especially the coaching staff and the offensive line, the skill position players. I mean, that's hard to do, and certainly, this is for them.
You got to tell us about the end of the game, and there's no doubt that you're the Air Player of the Year for FedEx, over 5,000 yards passing this season. You got to tell us about that last game and coming up 15 yards short or whatever it was.
Well, to go into a game and to know that you have to throw for 403 yards or whatever it was.
Patty was sitting with Dan
I was
Marino
with
the whole
Dan
time.
for the whole game.
Oh, were you really?
Yes.
I'm anxious to hear what he was thinking the whole time. But, going into that game, obviously I'm not going in thinking, hey, I have to throw for 400 yards. I'm thinking whatever I have to do to win this game.
Yep.
And, hey, if we fall short, we made a great run at it. If we break the record, then man, that's amazing. Going down the stretch, I had no idea how close we were. I really didn't. Now, from what I was told, there was people in the stands holding up signs, counting down the yardage, and all the coaches knew and our entire team knew, the receivers, especially the O-line. But walking out there for that last play with 1 second left, in my mind, I had no idea how close we were. In fact, I thought we were probably still 70 yards away. I'm thinking, how do we win this game? We're down 1 point. There's 1 second left. We have to throw a Hail Mary. Well, as I'm walking out there, there's kind of some confusion because it's like, hey, well, let's not throw a Hail Mary. Let's just throw it to one of the guys about 20 yards down the field, and then we'll start pitching it around. Well, I think during the confusion, it just, the guys didn't know who was getting the ball thrown to them, and so the ball hits the ground, obviously, and still I don't realize what's happened until I get in the locker room and somebody tells me. And, of course, it's disappointing at that point because you know how close you were. And I just know how much it would have meant to our team. And to finish 8-8 and to not make the playoffs after you felt like, the ups and downs and the heartbreak and all the emotions throughout the season, you said, well, let's make this season for something. Let's walk away with probably one of the biggest records in the, passing records in the history of the game. And so, but then again, I look at it and I say, that record and the guy who holds that record, it doesn't deserve to be broken in that manner. Had I thrown a 20-yard completion and the guy gets tackled and we break the record, then,
No, you're a team guy, so you look at it through the right pair of glasses. But
take us through Danny.
Yeah, I was with Danny.
Please do.
Yeah,
Please
it was
do.
great. So I'm with him every Sunday, and we do the show together and all that business. And he's a great friend. So the morning of the game, I said, now listen to me. This is going to come up during the show. You're going to have to be prepared maybe at halftime to have a comment, and you're definitely going to have to be able to say something at postgame. So now we're watching it, and as I recall, you had a terrible numbers-wise first quarter. It looked like it wasn't going to happen
it wasn't
for
even
you.
going to be close.
It was like 30 yards or something. So I turned to Danny, and I just said, it's not happening, brother. Your name's still in the book. He turned to me and said, I've watched this kid play. He's going to do it. I said, I'll take that bet. Dan Marino. So we had a gentleman's bet on it.
Yeah.
So things were going along. I'm kind of cocky. You're not going to get it.
Drew,
all of a sudden,
Drew, he bet against you, dog.
That's all right. He's not the first.
No. I think if Dan's not betting on himself, I ought to bet on him. He was betting on you.
Yeah. You make it fun.
And so at the second half, when you started rolling, he looked at me and goes, see what I told you? See? When it came down to that last play, he wanted me to, because you can pay half right now and get over with it. I said, I don't know, man. This is a hard play for these guys to do. So, there was no relief, and I say this in all sincerity, there was no relief that it was still his record. He is a guy, and I think when you start to accumulate records like him, you'll be just like him. He understands he has him. He's proud of him, but he knows these things are made to be broken, and I think he really gets excited watching guys who do. So he's watching your scheme going, man, look at Moore, look at these guys. He was so fired up about what you had and how the game is letting you operate the way you operate.
Yeah.
So he was cheering for you the whole way, and
good.
I was at the time because I said, how can I let Dan Marino not cheer for himself? So I was on the opposite side.